Welcome to Mechanicy Stuff. Welcome to Mechanicy Stuff. This week's adventure is we're going to fit Fiona's cylinder head. We're reusing the existing gasket because it's a solid copper one. And I've stuck it in the oven in the house and got it up to temperature, then let it cool down so it's annealed nicely. Now I did ask in the comment section about whether to grease or not to grease. And I got comments both ways. And to be fair, they're right. When they're a new gasket, you put it on dry for the surface tension, yeah? But when it's a used gasket, you very slightly grease it. And that's according to the Austin Motor Cars workshop manual. A viewer very kindly sent me a photograph of the chapter and the picture. So if it's good enough for the Austin Motor Company, it's good enough for me. So we'll do that. Like I say, you don't blather it. It's literally a very light smear. I mean, literally, that's probably way too much. Like that, yeah? So we'll do that all the way. Try not to distort it, because obviously it's very soft now. Very soft indeed. I mean, in theory, it should last forever, you know? As long as you anneal it, you know, take it off, put it on, take it off, put it on, and I'm sure it'll be off and on quite a lot. I'm going to start messing around and see if we can make a cranking handle. We did go to a lovely museum and I was hoping, they had a couple of Chenard-Walckers in, I was hoping to see if I could see the cranking handle, but I couldn't, to be honest. And I didn't really want to be cheeky, you know, and ask. I should have done really, shouldn't I, to be honest. I suppose I could have only just said no. There will actually be a video coming up of a little tour around that museum. Yeah, some lovely stuff. Really nice. Not restored. Some were restored. Some were in literally as found, you know, barn fresh. And that's lovely. Totally complete. Not buggered around with. Right. I would say that. I would class that as very lightly greased. Right, we'll sneak him on. Goes on something like that. I'll just get the cylinder head. Actually seen a previous video that we actually checked it for flatness. It's quite an interesting vid. Right, that's on. I'll just get the studs. Poked them into a bit of cardboard. Like you do, you know, when you, well, like you should do. They've all been cleaned with a wire brush. They've all had a very light squirt of leaf juice. We'll pop them in the order that they came out. You'll even notice on the cardboard there's a little arrow pointing forwards. They want lubricating, but they don't want to be piss wet through. Because you can cause it to hydraulic, you know. So I squirted these and then let them drip for 10 minutes. Oh, flip. I went wrong already. When I've got him in, I'll show you. I couldn't find a tool to actually undo them. So we had to make one. More abuse tools, right. You see, that's the cardboard. That was the arrow pointed from the direction from the back of the engine. And I said, as they come out, just poke them in. I mean, toilet now, isn't it? It's rubbish. But he's kept them in their original order. Right, we'll have to have a little wiggle about to get them into the proper positions through the. Get onto the threads. Well, that's not too bad actually. I can feel I'm biting already. That's not too bad, is it? Right. I think they're all bitten onto the threads. Super. Right, I'll just get the tool I made. It is actually there's a 1/2-inch socket, and that is a it's a 3/8 socket. It's actually a 16mm, the little spark plug. It's not perfect by any means, yeah. It's actually just slightly too small, but it works. And they were slightly chewed anyway, so I think somebody had a bash at them before. Whether they'd actually, but to be honest, the head didn't look like it ever been off, so I don't know really. Be nice actually. We'll just get these all drawn down. We'll just have a desperate to see if there's any compression. I'm sure there will be. Oh, just one as well. As I say, this thing's been stood donkey's years. And I was just piddling around with a handbrake earlier on. I thought, oh, it's all seized up for this, that and the other. So I gave it a tap with a spanner. Blow me, it just popped off. And the bloody handbrake works. It pulls the rear brakes on. Well, in theory, you should put all 4 of them on. That's going to be another little excitement, isn't it? Taking all the brakes off. We'll have to check all the wheel bearings. I'm assuming they're going to be asbestos brake lines as well, so we might have to do something. If we wet them with water, they're being kept, you know, they shouldn't be bad. I mean, if they're friable, you know, dropping in bits, we'll get them disposed of. But if they're somewhat like, we'll be bloody reusing them. I actually found on the internet this morning, there's another chap, oh, it's a lady actually, flogging bits for 1920s cars, but she's a fair old way away from me. But she does have a Citroen lorry rim, which these are on the front, and I'm short of one. It's only for if I said show, it sounds like being big-headed, doesn't it? But basically for decoration on the back and a bit of ballast weight. And I do have an old artillery wheel hanging on the wall behind us. It's a 17-inch, and I'd thought about using that, but I was point in carrying a wheel that's no use. Is 5 studies on, and these are 4. Right, I'm not a million miles off there. Oh, that one's. Oh, that's it. Right. I don't think that's too bad. Right. I'm not going to go silly tight with these for the simple reason, if I snap it, I'm buggered, aren't I? You know? In fact, I might just get a little hammer and tap this on. Like I say, it is just slightly tight, which in some respects is better. What have I done with it? Oh, it's, yeah. So, well, I mean, it certainly didn't slip when we took them off. And again, as I've reiterated, everything on this vehicle, nothing has been stupidly tight, apart from that bastard piston. Well, off you go. I'll get onto that one. Just work my way out from the centre. Half a white knuckle, which should we do? We did that one, that one, that one, we'll do that one, then the other side. I'm sure there's a proper tool for this. Go across to that one. Little bugger. And onto that. Get on. Just that one. That one. That one. What do we do? Do them. That one. What I shall do, I shall just let this sit 24 hours. And I shall come back. I shall just give them another half a turn on each one. But that's it. Hope you've enjoyed it. I have. If you want to see future videos, please press the subscribe button. It costs nothing. If you press the bell icon, it'll notify you of future videos. Alright, cheers. Bye bye.